Hello students, I am Mrs. Aradhana Ambre, teacher in mathematics from Ferguson College. In today's session of topic mathematical logic, we will be learning about the quantifiers, quantified statements and negations of the simple and compound statements, for which we now move over to the PowerPoint presentation. Students, today's first subtopic is quantifiers and quantified statements in mathematical logic. What is quantifiers? They are related to the verbal word some or all objects in a given collection. For example, for some natural numbers, for all real numbers, means what? From the set of real numbers, we take all the set of real numbers. Or subjects for science, whatever subjects are there available for 12 science, they all will come under the quantifiers where the word all is used. Now for some means what? From all the available subjects for science, we choose very few as per our choice, like physics, chemistry and biology, maths combination, or physics, chemistry, maths and bifocal. So that means we are using word some from the collection of all subjects available for standard 12th. Now how do we relate? Let's understand. There are two types of quantifiers. Universal quantifier, where the verbal words used in the verbal statement is for all, for every, for each, and the symbol is capital inverted letter A. And there is another quantifier, existential quantifier, where the verbal words used in the statement are for some, there exists, or there is, and the symbol used for it is the mirror image of capital letter E. So for all, I have to use the word for all, and existential quantifier, I have to use the word there is or there exists. Obviously, there will be the quantified statement involving the quantifiers. For all there exists, which is called as the quantified statement. Truth values of a quantified statement. A statement quantified by universal quantifier for all is true if all objects in the collection satisfy the condition. Means what? When I say all objects, each and every element of that collection must satisfy the given condition. Even if there is one element which does not satisfy the condition, the quantified statement will become false. A statement quantified by existential quantifier there exists is true if at least one object in the collection satisfies the condition. Even if one element satisfies the condition from the given set of objects, we will say that it is true, otherwise it is false. So we will understand these two definitions by actually solving the problems. From exercise 1.3, we have first question where set A is given to us. Elements are 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 12. And the question is determine the truth value of each of the following. There are, I think, 3 sub-questions. The first one, how to read the symbolic form of the quantified statement. The first one, there exists x belongs to A such that x minus 8 equal to 1. Now, I have to pick up at least one element from set A where it will satisfy the condition x minus 8 equal to 1. Is there such element? Yes. X equal to 9 satisfies the condition 9 minus 8 equal to 1. So, as per the definition, even if one element satisfies the condition, the truth value of the statement is T. How is it written? For x equal to 9, x minus 8 equal to 9 minus 8 equal to 1. Therefore, given statement is true and its truth value is capital T. This question may come for 1 mark in the exam. So, that is how you will write the answer. Second is for all x belongs to A, x square plus x is an even number. For all means each and every element must satisfy the condition that x square plus x is even. Let's check out. Actually put the value x equal to 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 12 in the expression x square plus x. What do you get? 12, 30, 56, 90, 132, 156. each and every element or all elements of set A satisfies the second condition, x square plus x is an even number. Therefore, given statement is true and its truth value is capital T. Third one, there exists x belongs to A such that x square less than 0. What is the meaning? From set A, there should be at least one element whose square is negative. Is it possible? Because you take any real number, the square is always positive. In fact, the elements in the set A, you can see 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 12. They all are positive integers. Square of each number is always positive. So there is no element from the set A which satisfies the given condition x square less than A. Therefore, given statement is false and its truth value is F. Even if there was one element in the set A which would give us square of that number negative, it would have been a true statement, but it is not the case in this sum. So I have taken the 3 sums, the remaining one are as the homework, you can complete them. It's very easy, it's 1 mark question. Only thing you have to remember, when there exists, the existential quantifier used, only even if one element satisfies the condition, statement is true. For all, each and every element must satisfy the given condition to make the statement true or T. Homework is there. One more question from miscellaneous exercise, that is question 4. And miscellaneous exercise, there is one more question 3 based on finding the truth values of the quantified statements. So this is the reference for you. And now we move to the next part. Negation of the statement. We have negation of simple statement. Later on, we will see the negation of the compound statement. From exercise 1.1, question 5, write the negations of the following. To write the negation, what I have to do is just add the word not after the verb. And if there is a not word in the verbal form, remove it. So, Tirupati is in Andhra Pradesh. Negation will be Tirupati is not in Andhra Pradesh. Only see to it that you are adding not word after the verb in the simple statement. 3 is not a root of the equation x square plus 3x minus 18 equal to 0. Not word exists here, so what will be the negation? 3 is a root of the equation x square plus 3x minus 18 equal to 0. See the negation. 7 plus 3 greater than 5. Negation will be either not greater than 5, that is 7 plus 3 less than or equal to 5. Please note both the answers are correct. Negation of greater than is less than or equal to or not greater than. But we generally take this as an answer. But both answers are correct. You will get full marks for that. So only 2 are for the homework. You can complete that question from exercise 1.1. It's very easy. And now we go to the negation of the compound statement. First we will see the verbal form and then we will go for the symbolic form. Negation of a statement. In verbal form, as I've already told you, not is put after the verb in the simple statement and remove not word from the simple statement, which we have already seen in the slide before. I've just taken one example over here. Is a prime number, 6 is not a prime number, and I is not a real number, negation is I is a real number. This is very easy when you have a simple statement with you. What if simple statement is not there? Also, there are alternative to write the negation, but note we do not use the alternative verbal forms to write the negation. You can also use it is false that, it is not true that. For example, it is not true that 5 minus 3i is a real number. It is same as it is not true that means was 5 minus 3i is not a real number. always, I have taken this example where we have to write the symbolic form, and therefore we consider 5 minus 3i is a real number as the p, and its negation we took it as 5 minus 3i is not a real number, because then the truth value for p will be f and for q it will be t. So remember, I have told you already also, negative statement is not to be considered as simple statement. You make it positive and its negation will be giving you the proper truth value. So that is why I took the example here, because instead of normal not word, this phrase is used here. But note, do not only use the not word to write the negation of any given simple statement. Please note it. So now we go for negation of compound statements, for which we use this symbolic form. If the conjunction is used P and Q, negation of P and Q is negation P or negation Q. Negation of disjunction Q is negation P and negation Q. Negation of P implies Q is P and negation Q. Negation of P if and only if Q is P and negation Q or Q and negation P. And last one, negation of negation P is P. You can prove all these equivalences using the truth table, but right now what is the concentration be there? To remember this. These are the negation rules for conjunction, disjunction, implication, double implication and negation. Please note it down. Okay, so we are going to use this to write the negation of the compound statements. I've kept the result for you readily available so that writing the negation of the statements in question 3 from exercise 1.3 will be easy for you. The question is very straight. Write the negations of the following. Now this is not a symbolic form. This is the verbal form of the statements. So you have to underline the connectives used between the two statements. This part we have already done in the previous session. So I hope you remember them. If not, let's do it once again. First is x plus 8 greater than 11 or y minus 3 equal to 6. We write the individual statements PQ as x plus 8 greater than 11, Q y minus 3 equal to 6. Negation P will be x plus 8 less than or equal to, or x plus 8 not greater than 11. I prefer you use this symbol. Negation of greater than is less than or equal to. In some cases, you might use this also. And negation of Q is y minus 3 equal to 6 becomes y minus 3 not equal to 6. Please note the negations properly. Okay, I have circled them. Now OR is there. Second rule, negation of P or Q is negation P and negation Q. I have used the rule. I have written it for your understanding. And therefore negation will be x plus 8 less than or equal to 11 and y minus 3 not equal to 6. Alternatively, you can also write the negation as x plus 8 not greater than 11 and y minus 3 not equal to 6. Okay, let's go for the next one. 11 less than 15 and 25 greater than 20. Statement P is 11 less than 15. Statement Q is 25 greater than 20. Negation P less than negation is greater than or equal to. And greater than the negation is less than or equal to. Alternative form also I have given for your reference. And verbal word is used, means it is the negation of the conjunction, which is negation P or negation Q. So statement is P and Q, it's negation P or negation Q. So negation will be 11 greater than or 15 or 25 less than or equal to 20. Alternatively, if you are using this symbol in the bracket, negation will be 11 not less than 15 or 25 not greater than 20. Both answers are accepted. Okay. So remember these rules. You have to remember them. Solve many problems so that the negation rules will be fixed in your brain and you won't forget them again. Same question, same exercise, sub question 3. Quadrilateral is a square if and only if it is rhombus. Already underlined the connective, it is biconditional. So before if and only if phrase, statement P will be there. After if and only if, it is statement Q. Negation P is very simple. P and Q are simple statements. So their negation will be just adding not word after the verb. Negation P is quadrilateral is not a square. Negation Q is quadrilateral is not a rhombus. Now the given statement is in the symbolic form as P if and only if Q. Its negation is P and Q or Q and negation P. P and negation Q or Q and negation P. So now combine. How will you combine P and negation Q? Quadrilateral is a square and it is not a rhombus. Or, this or symbol is here. Or, Q means quadrilateral is a rhombus and quadrilateral is not a square. See how I have used the symbolic forms to write the verbal form. And that is why while you are writing the negations of the verbal statements, always make it a point to write the symbolic form of individual prime component statements, simple statements, their negation, write the rule and then write the answer. Now, in some of the students, we all know because and is also nothing but. As the alternative word for conjunction, alternative answer will be quadrilateral is a square, but it is not a rhombus, or quadrilateral is a rhombus, but it is not a square. This part is very crucial to write the negation. So make it a point that you are writing the statements correctly. I'll remove the ink notations so that it becomes simple, visual for you. Okay. I have to underline verbal form. You have to underline the connectives and use the proper rule. We have only 4th and the 5th from exercise 1.3 question 3 as the homework, which you can complete on your own. 4th one, I will do the 5th sum. The first one is very simple. You can read it. I am interested in discussing the 5th sum. If it is raining, then we will go and play football. First of all, underline the phrase connective that is used. If, then, and also and. What does it suggest? It's an implication used, and in the later part, conjunction is used. So basically, this given compound statements has 3 simple statements involved. One, between if, then, it is raining. Q, after then word will go, and statement after and is we play football. This is my P, this is my Q, and this is my R. Only thing when in the last sessions also I have told you that when you are writing the simple statements, write them with the proper nouns used over there. So it is raining, we will go, we play for football. Negation will be, it is not raining, we will not go. And negation R will be, we will not play football. Given statement is P implies Q and R, bracket. And its negation will be, this is suppose statement A, suppose this bracket is statement B, negation of A implies B, we all know is just A and negation of B. Note, B is here again the conjunction of Q and R. So what will be the negation here? Actually speaking, negation will be P and negation Q and R. So it is raining and we will not go or we will not play. Why? Because negation of Q and R is negation Q or negation R. This is very important. See, P, it is raining, and this and symbol, and negation Q, we will not go, or means this symbol, or we will not play football is negation R. So I will remove everything except I'll rewrite it here for you. This negation is equivalent to P and negation Q or negation R, because your original statement was P implies Q and R. This is a very nice example of the compound statement where it has three different PQR statements and two different connectives are used. So you can note it down in your notebook. It is the fifth problem from question 3 of 1.3. Okay. So now we move over to the next part. Negations of quantified statements. We started with negations of simple statement. Then we just saw the negations of the compound statement. Now we have to see the negations of the quantified statements. That is negation of there exists and negation of for all. Very simple. You can note it down. Negation of for all is there exists symbolically. Word is used all. So negation of all will become some. Please note it down. And negation of there exists is for all means what? If in the verbal statement word same or there is verbal word is used, its negation will be all. This type of a question was asked, I think, in the last year's board paper for 1 mark, and everybody wrote the correct answer except some was not replaced by all or all was not replaced by some in the quantified statements negation. So I've taken one example from exercise 1.3, question 3. Some triangles are equilateral. First of all, note that word some, it means what? There exist and are. So you have to write negations at two places. Negation of some will be or, and are negation is are not. So negation of some triangles are equilateral will be all triangles are not equilateral triangles, because the given statement is a quantified statement. Remember this. Similar examples are there. All natural numbers are whole numbers. You can give me quickly the answer. All will be replaced by some and R will become R not. That's all. Nothing more to discuss or to explain. All natural numbers are whole numbers. Its negation is negation P. Some natural numbers are not whole numbers. Writing the negation of the quantified statements comparatively is very, very easy. Now here symbolic form of for L is used. So there will be there exist in the negation, and is divisible will be replaced by is not divisible. You can see. Answer is going to give you 1 mark in this case. Explanation is not important. So there exists n belongs to capital N. That means there exists a natural number n such that n square plus n plus 2 is not divisible by 4. Last one on this slide, there exists x belongs to n. Where you have to write the negation? Negation of there exists and as well as negation of less than. If you are doing the study orally, here also in the textbook or with pencil you can write there will be for all and negation of less than will be greater than or equal to. Let's confirm. Yes. For all x belongs to n, x minus 17 is greater than or equal to 20. Please note it down. Then negation of compound statements in symbolic form. Here verbal form is not used. So now we have to use the rules of the negations to write the negation of each of the given statement pattern. Using the rules of negation, question is very specific. As I keep telling you, read the question carefully in the exam so that the instructions given to you in mathematics paper are very, very, very clear. I'll again give you the reference table of the rules. First one, negation of negation Q implies P. What do you have to use? Underline the part. Implication, use this rule. If this is A, this implies B, negation is A and negation B. So how do we write it? put equivalent sign. In logic, do not use equal to sign. You have to put the equivalent sign. Please note. And it will be first test statement as it is and negation of the second statement. And also it is mandatory that you write the rule of negation that you are using. So it will be negation Q and negation P. First one was very, very simple. Second one, negation of, again, P implies P or negation Q. Note, it is considered as A, implies this whole bracket as B. Now, in rough, you can use B is P or negation Q. Okay. Now, when I'm writing negation of this, it will be obviously what? A and negation of B. Means A and negation of B will be negation of P or negation Q. So let's go on doing it where I've typed it already. So it will be, yes, original P and negation of the second bracket. Note, the rule that you are using should be of the previous step connective used. So it is a negation of implication. Now I have to simplify the bracket where I have to use the negation of disjunction from here. So what will be that? It will be and in the square bracket negation of the first statement and negation of the second statement, which is negation Q. So which rule am I using here? Negation of disjunction. Negation of negation Q by rule of negation will be Q. That's all. So this will be the final answer. We'll solve more problems of this type in the next session. Students, in this session, we have seen the quantifiers, quantified statements, and also the negations of simple compound statements and quantified statements. In the next session, we will continue with the negations of in the symbolic form. Till then, bye and thank you.